Hey everyone, welcome to Blessed and Beautiful, and this is My Beading Space. My Beading Space is a segment on my channel where I'm going to be showing you more of the beading process, the purchasing beads, making stuff, and then even packaging stuff to go out for orders. So today is the making stuff part. So how are you all doing? Visitors, welcome in, and Slady Squad, hey. Welcome back. Thank you for being here. I have my board right here in front of me ready to go. And today we're going to be using beads from the Key Lime Pie. What was that? The bargain bead box subscription for March 2025. And I promised you all that I was going to do some type of project. And I know we are up on the last few days of March, but we are just 1 week out from having to put down my fur baby, and I just needed a moment, you guys. I did post a video, so if you want to check that out, that is already loaded. I think I uploaded it yesterday, just to give more information. But for those of you who have been part of my channel since the beginning, I started in 2020, and I've been on and off, but Oreo has always made cameo appearances in videos, so you may have seen him, and we had to say goodbye. He got really sick so quickly, so he's no longer with us, so I just needed to take a moment, and so that did push me doing this video to like the very last days, but I'm here, so let's get started. All right, so from the bargain bead box March, I am using these Alishan beads. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. I had the word ready. Yeah, here we go. That word right there. Alishan, Alashan, whatever that is. Okay. But they are agate round beads, and they are 8 millimeters. And so we're going to be using those. And then I'm also using these rondelle crystals. Let me pull these up closer so that you can see them. They're very sparkly, and they are in the color Sea Opal with an AB finish, which gives them that sparkle and that iridescence. And these are the Alishan beads, which are also a green, because everything was green for that box. We had green and gold. So some of these had some patterns or striations or something like that on them, but most of them are this kind of olive or pea green, or as I said, baby poop green. But it's a pretty color. It's not bad. And then there are some bead caps in the subscription that came, but I'm using them for something else. So I dug into my stash and pulled these out. Let me turn them over. There we go. So that's the bead caps right there. They have 6 petals, and they have that little circle. It looks like those flowers that we learned to make when we were little, the circle with the petals that go around. So very nice. They're small, which is what I wanted. I don't like my bead caps to enclose over the beads. I do want the bead to be seen. Also from the bead box subscription, where did that? I'm using these spacer beads. These are steel spacer beads. I believe they're 3-inch. Yes, 3.2 millimeters. I said 3 inches. 3.2 millimeters steel spacer beads. Okay, so we're going to use those. Now, I do make and sell beading items. So my inspiration today are these 2 bracelets here. So this one is an acrylic bracelet. This one is $5.50. I make them in all colors, and I use the acrylic beads that are mostly used for making pins, but I made one of these one day and I was like, I love it, and every single one that I made sold. So I just wanted to show you that. So I'm in my green feelings today. And then this one here is a crackled glass beaded bracelet, and these are 10 millimeters, and I have these gold end caps, or bead caps. I said end caps. It is not a store. All right, the gold bead caps, very, very pretty. I love these. Can you tell I like the little flowery ones? I do love those. And this also has spacer beads on there. These are all from my own personal stash. So this bracelet is $7.50, and I do have many, many bracelets, many different colors, all different kinds of spacer beads, bead caps, and all that type of stuff. So this one was kind of the inspiration. I am going to use some spacing in between a set of 2 beads, and I'm also going to use these as spacers just to change it up a little bit. This bracelet is going to be my own personal bracelet, so I'm going to use this 7-inch circle here. This is a bead design board from Bead Landing. I think I got this from Michaels. I believe I got it from Michaels. Yeah. I was going to say Amazon because I get a lot from Amazon. I'm an Amazon reviewer, but this I purchased. I believe I purchased it from Michaels. All right, so in my bracelet, I'm going to do a pattern of 2 beads with the AB beads in between the 2 beads. And I'm just using this to kind of map out what this is going to look like. So I hope you all can see that. Let me pull this down a little bit. Okay, so please bear with me. I've never done a tutorial or even just a show and tell of me making anything, not even my pens. So this is my first time doing this, so just bear with me. So I'm putting these in between a pair. This is kind of let me know how many pairs I need. Probably 7 pairs. Check this out. I just noticed that little imperfection in there. I don't know if they drilled wrong or if it came like that, but just noticed that. I don't mind little imperfections like that as long as it wears properly. Okay, so I will need 1, 2, 3. Goodness, I hope this works out. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that's not working out. No. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's 3. That's 7. I really need another set to make it work properly, but I don't know. I might have to take out the number of gold beads. So I wanted these gold spacer beads to go in between every bead, but what I might end up doing is just putting them around the outer portion of the beads. Flip. Okay, so then I realized I only have 20 of the bead caps, so that means I don't have enough for each bead. Yeah, so there's 14 of these, but I only have 20 bead caps and I need 2 for each bead. So I'm going to put every other set will have the bead caps, and then the set in between won't. So that way it'll be a pattern. Now the thing with beads is you gotta have an even number for it to be every other. If you have an odd number, then you end up with 2 next to each other, and I'm trying to avoid that. Okay, so right now this looks pretty good. The only concern I have is when I start putting in these metal spacers, that's going to push these out. So I'm going to have to limit the number of spacers. I'm probably only going to put them around the 2 instead of in between every. All right, so I'm going to be using this round crystal string. Is basically an elastic cord. Is 0.8 millimeters to make sure it goes through all of the holes. And because it is an elastic cord, I don't have to worry about doubling it because this one is pretty thick. I do have, let me see, I do have a 1-inch cord. Let me see. Is this? Yes. I'm sorry, I said a 1-inch. I have a 1.0 millimeter cord. So let me see if the green fits on here. Oh, it does. The only thing I'm concerned about then is when I make my knot, will I be able to hide my knot? Because this knot is going to be pretty thick. I'm thinking I should stick with the 0.8 so I can accurately hide the knot. I don't think I'll be able to hide the knot because the holes are so small. Okay, so we're going to stick with this. When I'm stringing my beads, I leave the cord attached to something, and a lot of times I just leave it on here because I don't have any bead stoppers yet. I'm new to the game. I don't have any bead stoppers yet. So because of that, yeah, that's not going to work. Because of that, oh wait, okay, we can use this. All right, so we're going to cut my string, and I need my string to be about 10 inches just to give me enough space to tie and all that good stuff. I usually make it the length of the board, which is about 10, maybe a little more. So 10 inches. Then what you want to do is make sure that you pre-stretch. You don't have to do it a lot, but you just do want to stretch it some before you put your beads on. And that's so that you know how when you use stuff and it starts to stretch out? So then it would be too loose. So if you stretch it ahead of time, then you'll avoid it stretching more after you make it. I hope that's clear of what I'm trying to say. Okay, so I'm going to put this, we'll see if this works. I think I've used this before. Bead caps. So we're going to start with a set that does not have the bead caps. And my pattern is going to be 2. Oh, I pulled from the wrong place. All right, let's pull this around to the front. I could still use this little area here to rest the beads, but I want to make sure I'm pulling from the right spot, and I want to make sure that you all can see. I need to pull it out just a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. So I pulled from the wrong spot. All right, so that's my reserve over there. Okay, so we're going to do 2 together, and then a gold spacer bead. And my other disclaimer, outside of this being my first time, my other disclaimer is that my hands, because of a medication that I take, they have a jitterness to them sometimes. They're a little jittery sometimes. So if you see that, that's what it is. Pulling from the wrong side. All right, so we're going to put our rondelle and then the gold spacer. So as you see, I drop the bead, and I drop things a lot. I try not to, but I do drop things a lot. Now I'm going to be adding the set that has the bead caps. Oh, I don't know how this is going to look, you guys. Let's see. I had a spacer in between these in my idea. Let me show you my idea. I forgot to show you all that, I think. Oh, it doesn't look bad. This looks weird to have the 2 bead caps right next to each other, to me. Okay, so let's see how that looks. So we have 2 without space, then 2 with, and then it doesn't look bad. We'll see how it looks. I hope that I don't take it all apart. Okay, so we have our gold spacer, rondelle, gold spacer, and now we're going to do 2 of the beads without the bead caps. Let's see how that's looking. What do you all think? Do you like this design? It's an easy design. I wanted to do something fairly simple since this was my first time doing this. Caught it. I can say that my reflexes have gotten a little bit better since I started dropping stuff, because I'm always trying to catch it from hitting the floor. So I guess that's the bright light of this of dealing with this jitteriness. It never really bothered me as much until I started making bracelets, and I realized that I really have to concentrate to keep my hands still to put the beads onto the string. I do like when I use the elastic string a little bit better, because I use a needle. I make a little needle for the elastic string. Since it's doubled, you can string it just like you do if you were sewing. You can string the cord as if you were sewing. That's how it looks so far. I like it. I had these other bead caps in mind that I wanted to use, and I decided not to use them because those bead caps had a set that matched that was larger, and I thought it would be nice to have a project where I use small beads and larger beads that have matching bead caps. So I decided to just hold off on using them, even though I like them a little bit better than these, and I will show you those in just a moment. So So we're going to stop halfway and look at it and make sure I like it. So we have this type of pattern. Just want to see what it's going to look like on my hand. Okay. Alright, so this was the other, this was my not my inspiration. This was me planning. This is my plan. And as you can see, these bead caps are a little bit different. They don't have the holes in them, but I have larger caps that match. So I decided to hold off just in case I decided to do a project that would use the largers and the, you know, the mamas and the babies together. Oh, that would be a good Mother's Day. Oh, that would actually, oh, I'm putting the wrong thing. That would actually be kind of nice if I do a design on one bracelet with the smaller bead caps and then do another bracelet with the larger ones. That would be kind of cool. Trying to make sure I am in the frame and that you all can see what I'm doing. I'm going to pull it down just a little bit more just to give me some space up here. Okay, so we need this smaller one here. Alright, so I'm going to stop and measure. One, 2, 3, 4, almost 5. Ooh. I may have to cut this a little short. No. The gold beads are pushing my design out some, so yeah. I'm gonna look at this in a moment and put it on the 7-inch circle to see how it looks. Yeah, I have a feeling that this is the dilemma that I have because I'm doing an elastic bracelet, which means that your design has to go all the way around compared to a bracelet that has a closure. The pattern can go just from one end to the other, and when it curls around, it doesn't matter if it doesn't meet because your closure is in there, whether it's your lobster clasp or your toggle. So when you're doing an elastic one, you have to try to make that pattern circle all the way around. I mean, nobody's going to come up behind me and be like, hey, your bracelet, that pattern is off, and make me like take it away or put me in jail. But I do just like for it to look right, especially if I'm making the ones that are going to be purchased. Okay. I always try to stop and look at what I'm doing because I just realized I forgot to put my bead cap on. So I don't want to get too far into the pattern and realize that I didn't put my bead cap. There's nothing wrong if you do that. It just takes, you know, have patience with myself. I think this is coming out really nice. I do like the gold against the green, and it looks very pretty. And I know this is for spring, but I can definitely see this going all the way through till fall. So my nails are growing and the spacer beads getting caught up under the nail. Oh my gosh. So how have you all been doing? I hope that you've been enjoying your weekend. I don't know when this is going to be uploaded, but right now it's Saturday night and I'm just hearing the helicopters coming over. We have a little strip not far from where I live where people like to get out there with their mopeds and race. The problem is the strip is a street. So they've been out there for quite a while because I heard it's 80 degrees outside. So it's always a let's get out there with our mopeds because it's warm outside type of thing. So now I can hear them breaking it up and telling everybody to go home. You all let me know how my hand placement is. You know, if you're able to see the pattern. Should I have the camera higher, lower? Is it just right? Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I know I'm not finished, but normally what I do is lay this inside of the little well here to see. And I can already see that it is almost... Okay, so let's take these out. I'm sad it's not going to be a whole circle pattern, but I'll show you what I do to rectify that situation. All right, so we had extra length so we could pull it down. I want to be sure that we're not, yeah, see that? Those golds, oh, I don't have it in frame. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. So let's pull y'all down a little bit. The gold beads, spacer beads, put in a lot of space. So, okay, so we're going to take this off. Oops. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is take this bead off. So as you see, the pattern goes all the way around, and we come stopped here. It should be 2 beads with, well, this is why I was saying it was going to be hard to do this. It should be, oh wait, let me push this back. It might be perfect. Okay, so it should just be 2 beads with no bead caps. That's what it should be. But I have extra space there. So I'm going to split those 2 beads, so that does complete the pattern going around end to end. And we're just going to put 2 rondelles here. Or maybe just 1. Let's see. We'll do... It's hard. I'm trying to look and stay on camera. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the gold bead. We'll put the rondelle. We'll put the gold bead, and then we'll end. I can't see the hole. If you all can hear that helicopter, I apologize. But they're out there trying to break up the... Okay. So it does overlap just a little bit, but that's fine because that'll give me the space that I need to let it hang a little bit, because my wrist is 6 inches and this is 7, so this will be fine. Okay, so that's what we have here. And what I do is I do 1 tie over and I pull it, and then I do a double tie. So kind of like make it go around twice. My goodness, it's a lot going on out there. Okay. And so when I put this on, it has just enough hang for me. It actually is a little, it's actually a little more loose than I thought it would be. And when I make my bracelets, I don't cut it yet. I let it sit overnight and then I cut it and hide the knot. And this is hiding the knot into the spacer bead, which is fine. And I put it there specifically so that, wait, where is it? So that it would be either inside the spacer bead or inside of the Alashon bead. So that is my bracelet. What do you all think? And we've come to the end of the video. It was my first one. I know I need practice. I need to work on it. I will. Let me know about my hand placement and all that stuff. I'm sure when I go back and edit, I'll see where my mistakes were. But I hope that you all have enjoyed this video. And I am going to be doing one more. It may not be before the end of the month, being that that is Monday. But I do want to do one more. I have a necklace that I want to make using a mixture of the March box and the February box, since I didn't do anything for February. So there we go. I hope that you all have liked watching this video. Give me a thumbs up if you did, and for those of you all who have not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Please don't forget to subscribe on your way out. And you all know what we say around here, whether it's day or evening, whatever it is, wherever you are, I hope that is good. Don't forget to pray, because we really need it. And then don't forget to slay. All right, everyone. Bye.